Hi everybody, and welcome again to ZCode Sports System. Here we developed automated systems to help you make your picks. We're going to get into some Major League Baseball action for May 25th. Before we do, I want to invite you to join. You see you have this ZCode VIP Club section, and all these tabs here will have tools to help you make picks no matter what sport you're betting on. Okay, so let's look at some of these games in Major League Baseball as we're almost 2 full months into the season. And we're going to look at four matches on a full schedule for the day. The first one, Cleveland and Detroit, two teams in the AL Central battling it out in first and second place in the division. You can see Cleveland coming in average up, only 2-4 over the last six, but they've won their last two. Detroit averaged down 3-3 over the last six, coming off of a loss. If you see the over/under trend, 2 out of the last 3 games for both teams over the line. The general trend has been even over and under over the last 12 games combined between the two teams. The score prediction is 8-5 in favor of Cleveland. Confidence in the prediction is at 55%. And that changed since just earlier today when I looked at it. So this is the kind of thing that could change often. So take a look at that frequently. On the power ranks indicator, you can see Detroit on the downward trend. They were at 26. Now they're up down to 12. Cleveland on the upward trend from 4 up to 19. If you look at head-to-head, the only game played this season was the first game in this series, and that was a Cleveland 7-0 win as a road underdog. Take a look at the stability factor, the consistency. According to the favorite underdog status, you can see a pretty consistent upward trend for Detroit at +19, Cleveland at +7. They have been up and down. You can see lately they've been leveled out at +7 over almost the last 2 weeks. A couple other things we want to note is that the Tigers are 17-6 at home. The Guardians are a game under 500 on the road. The pitching matchup is Logan Allen versus Tarek Skubal, excuse me. And Allen has a 3.86 ERA compared to a 2.87 ERA for Skubal, and they're both positive at +40 and +37 on the pitcher profit oscillator. So really that's about it as far as looking at everything. I just need to make my pick, and I think it's going to be a Tigers win. I like them at home in a game under the line. Baltimore, Boston. Again, there's a lot of games. You can take a look at any or all these games as you wish. I just picked 4 of them for the video for today. The next one I want to look at. Continue to go down through a full schedule of games. Seattle and Houston in AL West battle. First 2 teams in the division are playing here, with Seattle having a 2.5 game lead. Seattle comes in average, so does Houston. Seattle 4-2 over the last 6, but just 1-2 over the last 3, and Houston 3-3 over the last 6. The over/under trend, you can see exactly the same pattern for the last 6: over, under for both teams. Score prediction has Houston by an 8-4 score. The confidence in the prediction is still rather low, though, only like the toss of a coin. Luis Castillo is set to pitch for Seattle. Houston has not yet named the starter. Castillo is 4-3 with a 3.20 ERA, but he has been a relatively poor bet at -$20. Look at the head-to-head matchup this season. You see there's been 4 games played so far, and each team has won 2 games, the home team prevailing in 3 out of the 4, and all the games except for 1 has been decided by a single run. On the power ranks indicator, you can see an upward trend for Houston. They're up to +21, and a downward trend for Seattle over the last day or two. They were at 23, and they're down to 14. A couple other things to note is that these teams are nearly identical in scoring differential at +20 to +23. The Mariners are excellent on the road at 15-10, and Houston is very solid at home at 16-9. One other thing we want to look at is the volatility. How consistent are the teams performing with regards to their favorite and underdog status? You can see both teams are at 0, so neither team has been consistent at all in that regard. So interesting as far as that goes, but that's not really going to affect my pick in this one. I like Houston at home by a run or 2. I think it's going to be a tight game. but they're going to win it and the game over the line. Okay, the next game, you scroll down through the list of all the games here. It's going to be a good matchup once I get to it. San Diego and Atlanta. Now, San Diego is coming in dead stats, losers of their last 6, but they're still in good position in the NL West, only a few games out. And Atlanta also losers of their last 2. They're average down, and they are 24 and 25 in the season, 3rd place in the NL East. If you look at the pitching matchups, it is Dylan Cease for the Padres going up against Spencer Schwellenbach for Atlanta. Schwellenbach is a poor bet at -$73, while Cease is a very solid bet at +202. The only thing is that Cease has a bad ERA over his last 3 starts at 8.24. So take that with a grain of salt. The score prediction is for Atlanta 6, San Diego 2, with both teams trending in games over the line, and their confidence in the prediction is 63%. The power ranks indicator here shows Atlanta only at +6, and San Diego is even worse because of their recent skid. They are 0 at the moment. In the head-to-head matchup, you can see the last game that they played was last year, so this really doesn't have any effect on anything right now. Score differential has the Padres at +20 to +8 edge, but the Braves are 15-7 at home, and the Padres are only 11-13 on the road. So, I mean, I like this game to be won by the Braves, but I'm going to pass on the over-under bet on this one. The last game we want to look at for the day is the Dodgers and the Mets. The Mets come in second in the NL East, and the Dodgers are first in the NL West. Ice cold up for the Mets as they have only won 2 out of the last 6, and the Dodgers same way. They've only won 2 out of the last 6, but they've won their last 2 and are average up. Pitching matchup is Landon Knack for the Dodgers and Cody Senga for the Mets. Now, this is a pitching matchup that favors the Mets. Senga's ERA is 1.43, 1.06 in his last 3 starts. Knack has a 6.17 ERA, and he has scuffled to a 7.68 over the last 3 starts, and neither pitcher has been a particularly profitable bet. The score prediction has the Dodgers 7-6, but don't take much into this. The confidence in the prediction right now is only 29%. On the power ranks indicator, the Dodgers have an edge at +18 to +9. You take a look at the head-to-head matchup. They have not yet played this season, but it was the Dodgers winning 4 out of the 6 games last year in the playoffs to eliminate the Mets. The stability factor shows the Dodgers at +13 compared to +9 for the Mets, although the Dodgers have been up and down lately. You see they were up as high as +14, +15 at the beginning of the month, and the same thing with the Mets. They were as high as +10 back at the end of April, and now they're at +9. So over the last month, neither team has been performing with regard to their favorite underdog status. If we take a look at a couple other things here, we're going to look at the fact that the Mets are 17-5 at home, while the Dodgers are 12-11 on the road. Combine that with the heavily favored pitching matchup in favor of the Mets. I like the Mets to win this one, but I'm going to go under the line. So there you have it. Those are the 4 games for Major League Baseball for May 25th. Happy betting. See you next time.